Man, back at it again. Welcome to the Cruise Dynasty Podcast, where we're talking fantasy football. We talking that fake football.
We're talking that fake stuff over here.
That fake stuff.
But all fake stuff's based in some reality.
Today we're gonna talk a little Marquise Brown, but before that, add the podcast. Add me on Twitter, Crew Matt Hamm. I got my guy Jordan with me. What's crack-a-lackin'?
Not much. Glad to be back.
We just gonna talk another trade here.
Talking Marquise Hollywood Brown.
This one went down on draft day as well, just like the AJ Brown way. So both Browns.
Both Browns.
The Brown brothers. They gone.
Brown brothers gone.
So Marquise Brown, he goes and gets traded from Baltimore to Arizona. And I'm just all over that. I mean, I'm loving that for Marquise Brown stock.
I do like it. He's back with his old college quarterback, but
got some little familiarity.
Familiarity there, some familiarity. We got it.
I say, before I even go into detail, automatically it's an upgrade going from Baltimore's offense to Arizona.
Oh, hands down.
There's no doubt, especially for a wide receiver.
Baltimore is way too run heavy, and it's everything goes to their tight end.
Yes. So with that said, the opportunity is definitely more over there in Arizona. On top of that, we got D-Hop is out for the first 6 weeks for doing roids.
Yeah, performing from some PED violation.
I think for DeAndre Hopkins, that might be an okay thing for him. He's just going to miss the first 6 weeks. He'll be back, probably healthy. He's already in camp. So save him up for a little bit for him. But Marquise Brown in the first 6 weeks, this has got crazy high potential.
I would say he has really high potential. But speaking of more, so does Rondale. Rondale Moore also has some highest potential over there.
I do like Rondale. I think there's definitely a role for him, especially with D-Hop out.
Definitely a role for him. Those two are going to be the 1 and 2 for a while.
Zach Ertz.
I think Zach Ertz he'll be that tight end, but Zach Ertz is almost out.
Yeah, well,
I feel like he has maybe 2 more years left. He's done.
Definitely done drafted his replacement.
Get Trey McBride in there.
Yeah,
get him in
man. We ready. I'm ready to see him anyways.
I am too. I want to see the hype.
Like I'm to the point where I think Marquise Brown.
Definitely a speedster.
He's definitely gonna. I think he's gonna have a wide receiver 1 year, a top 12 season from Marquise Brown. I'm booking it.
I can see that.
Him and Michael Pittman are basically the two outside of the top 12 that I'm tossing in the top 12 this year.
That could happen.
So especially with the 6 weeks, maybe in a redraft league in the first 6 weeks, maybe I could see myself having Marquise Brown for the first 6 weeks, then trading him when D-Hop comes back. But I don't know if I would really do that because I see the upside. Like I said, I think he's a top 12 season this year.
He could be a top 12, and he's back with his angry toddler quarterback with Kyler.
Who's definitely having little contract disputes with Arizona as we speak. I did see he was going to show up to the mandatory stuff. Already sewn up, I think. I'm not sure.
He put out back when all this stuff was starting to happen. Of course, he did what the young guys do and erased everything from his from his social media.
Go on there, deleted them off.
Delete everything Cardinals related just to try to get that money.
Yep. So obviously, there's internal. I mean, Kingsbury was just extended, right? So
I think so.
I'm thinking Kyler Murray's. They got the same agent. I'm thinking right behind him. I think they're gonna pay him at some point. They don't want to get into something. They gotta
pay him at some point.
Man, there's no doubt. We're talking about
who else are they gonna have at quarterback? Unless if they tank and try to get a quarterback in this upcoming year.
Even then, though, do you really want to start over? You got Kyler Murray. We're talking about a top, and fantasy wise, he's top 5 dynasty wise.
Yeah.
in the league.
That's it.
NFL wise.
That's if he stays healthy the entire year, because you know around that middle of the season he
tails off,
hurts his thumb, hurts his ankle, hurts his knee, his shoulder. Something happens. He takes a big hit. He goes out, comes back, not the same, and starts throwing ducks.
So overall, good move for the Cardinals.
Overall, good move.
Gave up a first-round draft pick, but I mean, you're getting Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown.
You're getting Marquise. You're getting Hollywood.
Marquise Brown, last year he finished as the wide receiver, I believe it was 22. It was definitely a low-end wide receiver too, but he played with a backup quarterback his last half of the year.
Oh, yeah.
When he was with Lamar, he was in the top 12 and got up to number 4 at one point.
Oh, yeah. I think I had him on my fantasy team last year. The redraft league last year.
So
I had a stacked receiving core.
For some reason, Hollywood Brown just doesn't get the respect.
Because he's on a run-heavy offense.
Now, well, he was putting up some pretty good numbers last year. Now he's on a team that's going to be throwing the ball.
He's going to be throwing the ball a lot, so watch those
the
numbers.
Number one guy, the perceived number one guy, is not going to be there for the first few weeks.
First half of the season, so watch his numbers go from, whatever he had last year.
We're looking at a high year. That's what I'm thinking. Deep balls, I mean, it's all open. It's all open. Everything's open for them. I think Rondale Moore, I think you're correct about that. This is going to be a positive for Rondale.
Rondale Moore surprised me last year because he's small, but he doesn't play small.
He had a first 2 good weeks but then they just quit giving him the rock. I don't know what happened. They just kind of phased him out.
Cardinals going to Cardinal. They're always going to mess something up.
No doubt about it.
But I think whenever I was watching him come out last year, they were showing how small he was, but he was squatting 600-something pounds.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you 5'6"?
Right. I know.
Squatting 600.
Well, does this affect James Conner any or just same old Conner?
James Conner is more.
It is what it is.
I feel like he's more of a red zone threat anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
Get him inside the 10-yard line, give him the rock, let him sniff out the end zone.
I think his touchdowns probably come down just a tad. I think he has 16.
I'm not sure.
It's going to be hard to keep up that type of production.
It's going to be hard to keep up.
But he'll have the opportunity. There's no doubt. They just paid him, for 3 years?
Something like that.
So he's definitely there to get the rock.
Definitely there to get the rock.
So, I don't know. From the Cardinals standpoint, I think I like the move. How about NFL-wise? They're not, what are you thinking them? What is Arizona doing? Are we talking about division winners? We talking about second?
I think they could be fighting for that second spot if San Francisco stays healthy, depending on if San Francisco stays healthy or not.
Okay.
Because San Francisco, by week 8, their entire team is
gone. They just can't stay healthy. Trey Lance, most likely the starter.
From what I'm hearing around,
I catch slack on my dynasty rankings because I got him so low. I'm like, get Jimmy G out and I'll move him up. He's still there on the roster. I move my rankings around all the time.
From what I just saw on Twitter not too long ago, they said that their Mr. Irrelevant is going to be their backup. So that makes me think Jimmy G is going to be gone and Trey Lance is going to be that starter.
I do.
They got Mr. Relevant Brock Purdy trying to get that winning that backup role right now.
I'm with you. Trey Lance will definitely probably be starting, most likely. But we got to see if he's even any good. Comes from North Dakota State, didn't play his senior year.
Small school. He played 1 or 2 games his senior year just to try to do a showcase. But that if you take out that senior year game, he was really good.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I saw about him whenever he was coming out last year is he had I don't think he'd lost a game.
Yeah.
In college.
So
sure, the division his competition was easy. He didn't have anybody.
Outside Super Bowl chance for the Arizona.
Maybe. Has to be extremely lucky, but maybe.
Okay. Well, hey, let's switch it over. Baltimore. I mean, they got a first-round pick. They probably wasn't going to pay Marquise Brown, so, I don't really see the trade. It's not really a bad trade, in my opinion.
Let's see. Who did Baltimore get that pick for?
Tell us who they got. Lamar loses his best guy, though.
Yeah, he loses his best wide receiver.
Who they both exploded with each other last year. But from an organizational standpoint, they're not going to pay Marquise Brown. So might as well trade him. They get a first-round pick for a wide receiver. I'd probably take that deal any day.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So I think the trade works out on both sides. From the NFL standpoint.
Oh, that's right. They got their offense. They beefed up their offensive lineman. I think with that pick, with that 25.
Shoot, I mean, I don't disagree with that kind of move at all. I'm always down for beefing up the O line, D lines.
They got with that 25 pick, which I think was the Cardinals pick. With that, they got Linderbaum.
Okay, so yeah. All right, so from a fantasy standpoint, Lamar, is he affected? Maybe not. They run the ball so much. They run the ball
so much, but if anyone's going to be affected, it's going to be Rashad Bateman because he's going to go up because they don't got anybody.
His ADP I seen on Sleeper was like wide receiver 40. Like, I'm bang, bang, bang. I'm buying that all day.
I would buy it all day.
He's definitely going to be the number one guy. I think I seen that there was like a 23% target share that Marquise Brown had. That's gone. That's vacated. So
unless they're going to give it to like a Brandon Boykin or something. But
I mean, Andrews, I feel like his stock takes a tick up a little bit, Tick up. I know some people don't think. I think I saw somebody making an argument for him to have a down year this year, but I wasn't really buying into that. I think
with that connection that Andrews has with Lamar.
Yeah,
I've seen videos of them like just having that on the field communication during a play, where Lamar's scrambling out, he shrugs his shoulders, Mark Andrews shrugs his shoulders.
Yeah,
and just
so
like I don't know.
So I think we're in agreement that all the way around, this trade was good for everybody.
This trade is good for everybody. I don't think it impacts Baltimore.
Yeah, everybody wins.
If anything, they needed an offensive line beef up because they don't really.
It looks like everybody fantasy-wise wins. Everybody NFL-wise wins. Just a good all-around football trade. Good for us, too. So
good for us. We got something to talk about.
So, yeah. So, all right. Well, then that about wraps it up with Marquise Brown. That's probably about one of the last trades we'll get into unless we get some more breaking news. We'll hop on it immediately. That's just how we do things. But
unless if they want to go defense, they can do like the Khalil Macks and the Bobby Wagners and the
Talk
J.C.
about
Jacksons
special
and
teams. We're going to also get into just the league in general. We're going to just talk that kind of stuff here on these next few episodes. Got to know the landscape of the league.
Got to know the landscape. Try to figure out who's going to win those divisions, who's going to win those conferences, who are contenders.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, that about wraps it up, man. Add the podcast, the Cruise Dynasty Podcast. Hit the add button. Hit it. Share it. Like it.
Everyone.
Just get the word out, man.
Co-workers, family, friends.
Exactly. Add me on Twitter.
Even your neighbors, your fantasy football team. Hey, if you're young enough, send it to your classmates or teachers.
Yep, agreed. So,
everyone, send it out to as many people as you can.
At Crew Matt Hamm, that's the Twitter. Add it. Jordan, where can they find you at?
At Jordan 0518 2000. I know it's a lot. That's where you find me.
Yep.
I love talking football. That's why I got Twitter and everything.
Exactly. That's all we do here. That's all we do.
That's all I do anyway. I do it at work. I do it at home.
Be on the lookout for other podcast productions. Got the Poor Man's Politics with P. Miller, Jordan Harris, stirring up the pot, mixing it up. I love it.
Don't play it during Thanksgiving if you want to have a fight break out at the kitchen table with your aunts and uncles and all that.
So,
don't want to offend everybody on that thing.
Got other podcasts in the works, but that about wraps it up, man. We out of here.
See ya.